Tom Szaky, Outsmart Waste, the modern idea of garbage and how to think our way out of it. Welcome to the summary of Outsmart Waste, the modern idea of garbage and how to think our way out of it by Tom Szaky. In this book, Szaky delves into the pressing issue of waste management and its impact on our environment. He explains how synthetics such as plastic disrupted the natural order and why today's throwaway mentality has led to an overwhelming garbage crisis. Throughout the summary, you'll discover the inherent value in waste and how society can outsmart waste by reusing, upcycling, recycling, and making conscious decisions as consumers.
Trash to treasure. Garbage is a human-created problem that disrupts the natural cycle of life. Humans have introduced synthetics such as plastic that nature cannot process. With easy access to inexpensive products and a throwaway mentality, a massive garbage dilemma has been created. Roughly 25% of waste produced by developed countries winds up in oceans. The problem can be managed if people learn to recognize the inherent value in waste. Garbage consists of substances that, with ingenuity, people can turn into functional objects. Keeping used clothes in circulation prevents them from being thrown away. For things that cannot be used more than once, upcycling, a trend that involves breaking down old items to create new ones, is gaining popularity. The solution to the garbage predicament involves society's willingness to make financial sacrifices. Demand for Earth's raw materials and our society's dependence on environmentally unfriendly synthetics must decrease, and moderated economic growth must be considered for a healthier planet. The global garbage crisis. Until a century ago, the majority of waste was biodegradable. With the advent of oil-based raw materials came consumables that do not easily degrade and may sit in landfills for up to 1,000 years. Exponential economic expansion, population growth, and a disposable culture have led to a global garbage crisis, causing severe detrimental impacts on nature. Companies spend tons of cash advertising consumerism, with the belief that buying new things equals happiness. Consequently, global waste has risen by up to 1,400% since 1905. Furthermore, people discard around 2 billion tons of food each year. The responsibility to reduce the negative impacts of waste on the environment and curb consumerism demands a committed mindset and discipline. People should be more conscious of their decisions and try to fix their clothes and shoes, rather than discard them. Additionally, manufacturers should design products to serve their purpose and be long-lasting, instead of expiring too soon. 4 guidelines for conscious consumerism. The book offers 4 guidelines for conscious consumerism: buying consciously by opting for goods that come in minimal packaging or materials, purchasing durable goods, considering used items to save money and reduce waste, and stopping impulsive buying. These actions can shift the focus from disposable to long-lasting goods while compelling manufacturers to alter their business models. By implementing these guidelines, consumers can make an impact on the environment and encourage a more sustainable future. Outsmarting Waste. The book delves into the issue of waste management and highlights that burying garbage in landfills is the least expensive and simplest method of disposal. However, landfills lack the essential components for decomposition, making it too costly to separate and process. The book proposes that the most important step in outsmarting waste is sorting it, and waste management can be split between circular solutions such as reusing and recycling and linear solutions such as incinerating and landfilling. However, burning garbage isn't much better than burying it, as the process still releases pollutants into the atmosphere and yields no usable energy. Hence, society must explore other options to control garbage. With roughly a quarter of all waste ending up in the Earth's waters, the book calls for immediate action to prevent the creation of useless outputs and avoid consumption. Rethinking Garbage. The key to effective waste management is reducing consumption and being mindful of what we buy. Garbage is a misunderstood resource that can be repurposed with some creativity. An apple skin can be composted, while an empty candy bag harms the environment and our health. By changing our perspective, we can see the opportunity in garbage and reduce its negative impact. Sustainable waste management. The best approach to sustainable waste management involves circular solutions like reusing, upcycling, and recycling. You can reuse items by buying used things or upcycling them for other purposes. For instance, you can grow plants in paper coffee cups or make bracelets out of chewing gum wrappers. Recycling involves breaking down materials and turning them into something else. Companies worldwide are discovering that every consumer waste can be reused, upcycled, or recycled, including dirty diapers, cigarette butts, juice pouches, and cell phones. These solutions decrease demand for new products and prove to be more eco-friendly alternatives. Upcycling for a better planet. Upcycling, the process of reusing waste materials to create something new and useful, has been a common practice for centuries and is still prevalent in poor countries. It requires creativity and the ability to find new uses for everyday objects. The People's Recovery, Empowerment, Development Assistance Foundation, PREDA, in the Philippines collects and cleans used juice pouches which are then handcrafted by women into items that the foundation sells worldwide. Upcycling at home is also possible by separating your garbage into categories such as flexible packaging, rigid packaging, and everything else. Upcycling has its limitations and doesn't make a significant dent in total waste, but it's a viable way to combat waste. To support the initiative, you can purchase upcycled products instead of throwing away old ones. Remember, the best way to outsmart waste is by not creating it in the first place. The Recycling Quandary. Plastic recycling is a daunting task due to the challenge of categorizing and sorting the 7 types of plastics formulated by the Society of the Plastics Industry. As a result, only 2 types of plastics are widely recycled, while the other 5 are discarded, often ending up polluting the environment. The decision to recycle specific materials depends primarily on economic viability. Since plastic manufacturing is relatively inexpensive, used plastic items have a low resale value, making their recycling an uneconomical process. Consequently, reducing and reusing plastic products could be a more practical approach to tackle the growing plastic waste crisis. Outsmarting waste. Outsmarting waste from an individual standpoint leads to financial and environmental gains. The journey to reducing waste begins with the decision-making process that requires choosing durable goods, fresh foods, and limiting purchases. Recycling inorganics, composting organic wastes and upcycling non-recyclables go a long way in achieving eco-soundness. Planned obsolescence often leads to the manufacture of disposable goods, whereas minimizing the demand for single-use paper and plastic products influence manufacturers. Lowering waste requires individual commitment to conscious consumerism while supporting lawmakers, businesses, and lobbyists that solve the garbage problem.
In conclusion, Outsmart Waste sheds light on the importance of recognizing waste as a valuable human-made resource with untapped potential. By embracing a new perspective, society can transform garbage into functional objects through methods like reuse, upcycling, and recycling. Ensuring a healthier planet requires a new mindset focused on reducing consumption and choosing sustainable materials. Individuals can make a difference by buying consciously, selecting durable goods, embracing used items, and critically considering each purchase. Ultimately, outsmarting waste begins with individual commitment and carries the potential to create lasting change for our environment and future generations.